Hello, welcome to another speed build with Frimlin, and this is not a normal speed build, this is a collaboration, and it's a collab with SunRaySim. You may have heard of her. If not, I suggest you check her out. So this is Stonecrest Manor, and I actually made it a long time ago, or I started building it a long time ago, and I never finished it. And I kept coming back to it and thinking, I really want to finish this, I really like the shape of it, and I really just wanted to see it finished. So when it came to doing a collaboration with SunRaySim, I thought this would be a nice place to finally finish up, and so here I am, finishing it up. And the funny thing about this build, as you will see in time, is that it didn't look like how it did in the intro. To start with, the general shape has stayed the same, but the colour dramatically changed. You'll see what I mean very soon. I actually googled to get inspiration to build this place. Back when we got the new roof types, the hexagon and the octagon, etc. I was looking at different builds on the internet and I saw a place that was pink and it had towers like this, and you know, kind of domed or pointed roof, and so that's why this place started off pink. And the pinkness is just about to arrive. Wait for it. Almost there. Bang! There we go. Look at it. Very dramatic and bold. And you know, actually there's something I like about this place. I don't know how many pink places I've done, maybe one or two. I don't think I've done a lot, but I don't have a problem building with pink. I think it's a decent enough colour, but I know some people really don't like it. So yeah, I do generally try and avoid building in pink, but I like it too. So yeah, I liked how this place actually was to begin with, and you'll see a bit later on it comes closer to completion, and then I kind of dramatically alter it to be more like how you saw in the intro at the very start of the video. But we'll get to that. First of all, I just wanted to say a few words about SunRaySim. So I have been watching her on and off for a few months now, and I think she hasn't been going for all that long on YouTube. So congrats to her. I think she's attracted a bigger audience than I did for the same amount of time. SunRaySim, or Ray, is a very friendly, bubbly person. She was very welcoming to the idea of doing a collaboration. And absolutely, you should check her out. Not just to see this place being furnished, as I'm sure she'll do a wonderful job of that, but also just check out some of her other videos, because I've watched quite a few and I'm always entertained watching Ray, and I'm sure that you will be too. I'm really curious to see how she finishes this place. When I think about Ray and her buildings, I think she mostly does modern builds and she uses custom content. So I'm really curious to see if she will use custom content in this place. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I don't use custom content at all. I have loads of mods in the game. I mean, probably too many. I have a little bit of custom content clothing and a lot of custom content makeup for my Sims, but I don't think I have any custom content furniture or decoration or anything like that. So yeah, really curious to see if she will use some in this build. And actually that brings me on to another point, which is when I was thinking of what build I'd like to do for this collab, and this place came to mind. For a little while I was really struggling with the idea of using it in the collab because I really like this build and I was really looking forward to finishing it. But I think I have that with all my builds, so I basically kind of talked myself out of it by saying, look, I think with all your builds, Frimlin, you want to finish them as well. So, you know, this is no different from any build, and in fact I could build a fresh new build especially for the collab, and I would still want to finish it. So I think that's just something I have to get used to with collabs. I think though there's only one other collab I did where I built like the outside of a house, and that was with Bell Guru, my first collab. And I felt the same way actually. I remember talking about it with her. I was like, Belle, please be good with my finishing because I really wanted to finish it. And Belle was really understanding. She was very helpful, and she made a great first collab person. So yeah, you should check Belle out as well. So now look, brand new coat of paint as it were, or rather a new old coat of paint, because you know it's like this old kind of Tudor style. Well, Tudor style is often what we use to describe it, you know, here in the English speaking world, but actually this style of house, this style of building was used outside of England back in those days. It's really not fair to just call it Tudor style, and in fact I think so much of the old style, the old town Winterberg, in Get Together is actually more German based, and Belle actually told me the word for this style of building in German, so please forgive me my German friends, but I think the word was Fachwerkhaus. And yeah, I'm probably butchering your language right now, I'm really sorry about that. But I think that basically means half-timbered house. At least that's what Google Translate is telling me. When I looked up Tudor style architecture, I saw that the kind of houses that I was thinking of as Tudor style are actually timber framed houses. And so I think that's basically the same thing, but in English. But of course I'm not an expert on this kind of thing, so I don't know, but that's my kind of little investigation. But the shape of this house, like I said, it was based on a place that I found when I was googling around, and it seems the shape of it is more kind of inspired from an American Queen Anne Victorian house. And yeah, so basically that's the inspiration, but I don't like saying this is this style house. And obviously, since I have changed it to use the timber frame look, it's really quite an eclectic mix, but I like the mix. I think it matches Old Town Winterberg quite well, but especially with all this kind of outdoor fittings that I'm putting in right now, the pool and the barbecue and the table and chairs, etc. That's definitely not of those previously mentioned styles. But yeah, I think I'm quite happy with the result. I am not really someone that says I love something I've built. I tend to be very critical of what I've built, so I'm not very good at saying I like this, but yeah, I do like the result. I think it looks good. So I'm just really curious to see what Ray does on the interior, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to end up with a very nice house, both inside and out. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. So we're now coming up to one of my favourite parts about building an exterior, and that is the landscaping. Now, I watch lots and lots of different speed builds, and some people really hate doing landscaping, but I actually really love it, and I think it's possibly also because I just love gardening in general. But I don't know, I like doing different levels in a garden, and I like filling gaps and, you know, trying to get a cohesive design. And what is my design here? My design here is something like an old kind of cottage garden. I don't know, it just seemed to fit, and plus also I just like making that kind of garden. I think I've done a few formal gardens, and I don't know, a little bit too controlled for me. I like the kind of wildness of different flowers all growing together. But yeah, I also like here the different colours that I'm mixing together. The pinks and the purples and the violets and a bit of white as well. I just think it brings a nice happy feeling to the garden. So this area is supposed to be a nice place to grab a book, sit down under the shade of a tree, which I haven't placed yet, and catch up on your reading. I just think it's a nice little retreat. Perhaps you don't want to go swimming, perhaps you don't want to barbecue, or you don't want to work in the garden that I build on the other side of the house a bit later on in this video. Perhaps you just want a nice little place to retreat to and relax. Grab a book that you want to read up on, or perhaps your iPad if you're more technologically aware. And yeah, you could just sit there under the tree and, I don't know, smell the wildflowers around you. Just relax and enjoy. Imagine that you're not actually worried about deadlines at work or stressed from overwork or something like that. Or I don't know, maybe you've been running a family and you've got lots of kids and they're very demanding, and yeah, you just need a nice quiet place to relax. That's what I was thinking for that little corner. And yeah, I don't know if I've used that get together statue before. It's got like an arrow pointing up through a kind of metal globe. Probably completely not describing it correctly, but I think you know what I mean. It was there briefly before, and you'll see it a bit later as well. But yeah, I quite like placing it there. I thought about placing like a bird's water feeder pondy kind of thing. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but I think I placed one recently in a build, so I thought I would try and avoid that for this build. So we're on the other side of the house now, and for this side I wanted to go for something a bit different. I decided it would be a good place to put pots to grow plants in, like maybe you're growing vegetables or herbs or something like that, because this place is supposed to be like a family home, so you probably have, you know, you're probably cooking quite a lot, and you probably need some supplies. And I know you can get everything from the supermarket, right? But there's something special, or at least I think there's something special about growing your own food. And as soon as I have a big enough place that actually has a garden rather than just a balcony, I would love to grow my own food. And yeah, actually something I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid is to have like berry bushes. I really love red berries, like raspberries and strawberries in particular. I would love to have loads of berries. Now I know that they're a big pull-in for birds. Birds really love berries too. Maybe we could compromise. Maybe I can have some that are kind of covered up and some that are a bit more open for the birds. I don't know. But yeah, I would love to grow my own berries. And I'd love to have a vegetable patch, and yeah, maybe a few flowers. I think probably the flowers I care about the most are ones that were growing around me as I was a kid. I think a lot of things, you know, when you're a kid, a lot of things kind of stick in your memory, you know, until later life. And so when I think about my favorite kind of flowers, I think about ones that I know were around me when I was a kid. And actually that brings me on to something else, which is a friend of mine, an ex-colleague, came around a couple of weeks ago and gave me a surprise packet of seeds, and they're one of my favorite flowers, which is the pansy. I know, it's just, I don't know, it's just a really fun, happy plant, and you get so many different colors of pansies. So I know this sounds a bit funny, but I love the pansy. It's a very cheerful, happy flower, and I like being made cheerful and happy because sometimes I'm just so hard on myself, my mood can get very low, and you know, I'm job searching at the moment, so my mood has been tested a lot recently because, you know, you can particularly like a job and then you get some bad news, you haven't got it, so yeah, I need a little bit of a happiness boost. So my friend was very kind, giving me some seeds, and they're now outside on the balcony, and I'm hoping that they will grow soon because it's coming up to summer now, or it is just summer, just recently. I don't know the exact dates off the top of my head, but it's kind of spring summer here in France right now. And yeah, I would love to have some pansies growing on the balcony. And yeah, so we'll see how they go. Hoping they're going to sprout soon. They've been planted for a few days. But yeah, so nice cheerful happy garden here in this build in Stonecrest Manor. And we've got some lavender out on the side here. Love the smell of lavender. And yeah, we've also got a few flower boxes, and they've been there since the place was pink. Can you believe this place used to be bright pink? I'm having thoughts about making a pink version of this, by the way. Anyhow, Showcase is coming up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed making it, and yeah, very positive experience doing this collab with SunRaySim. Please go to her channel. There should be a link in the description below. Check out the furnishing of Stonecrest Manor, and also while you're there, check out some of her other videos as well, because I enjoy them, and you will too. Thanks again, take care, and goodbye.